So I just got a motel tonight as I was not able to sleep in my car like I have normally been doing lately. And the story behind that is because here in Brunswick, I got stopped by the police twice in a row. And it was because I had a bad headlight on the driver's side. And the thing is, I see cars with bad headlights on one side all the time. I see them with bad headlights. I see them with other things that shouldn't even be on the road. And, you know, here I am getting targeted and busted. This is like the 5th time I have been pulled over since I have been back from the state of Maine. And that shocks me because I grew up in this state. I went to high school here after I left California before it turned into a socialist state like it is here. It just blows my mind because, you know, I grew up here. I went to high school here. I used to know everybody here. And so a week ago when I got back here from Boston, I was pulled over on my bicycle at midnight for not having a bike light on. And I thought that was ridiculous. Like, I get it's a safety reason, but again, it just shocks me because I grew up in the town of Lisbon. I went to high school in Lisbon. You know, I grew up here. I know this area. And I've been riding my bike there at night for years. Like, I ride my bike there at night. I ride my bike there at the daytime. Like, I've been in that town for years. And it just seems like today I see more and more cops on the road. I see cops hiding in the corners underneath trees or buildings with their lights off. And will bust you for that, like, just like that. And they have all these new rules and driving rules. And, like, Maine really is starting to look like a third world country. Like, all of America, in that matter, really is starting to look like a third world country. Like, again, I grew up in that town for years. I used to drive by, well, not drive by, I didn't have a car back then. I used to ride my bike around here or have my parents drive me around here for years. It used to be such an awesome place. Like, we used to drive here. We used to go have some fun at Mexican restaurant Pancha Villa, which totally fucking sucks now. Like, the family owner isn't there anymore. The quality of the food went down. Their prices went up, so I stopped going there. You know, we used to, like, drive here. We used to go to the beach. We used to go to the coast. Like, it used to be such a cool place. Like, have lobster rolls and moxie and just having a good time. But now it just seems like I'm in fear to drive because police are going to bust me. Or I fear something's going to happen. Something's going to happen. Like, overall, it just doesn't feel how it used to. Like, same with all of America. Like, even Cincinnati was getting there. Like, I used to drive here all the time and never have an issue. I used to make mistakes going 100 miles an hour on the highway and never got caught. But now, like, you see cops hanging out on the divide of the, make a U-turn on the highway exit part. You see, like, 2 of them in a row in one area. You see them, like, here. Like, I'm seeing more. Why am I seeing more and more police? Like, compared to, like, 6 years ago when I was young, like 20s, I used to see cops maybe here and there, but now it just seems like I'm seeing double. Like, when I was in Revere and Everett, Massachusetts, north of Boston, doing DoorDash there, I remember I saw 12 cop cars on, like, one street and 3 on the other side, and now I'm seeing, like, these products at a Walgreens, like laundry detergent, medical products, pain relievers, in a cage to where the associate has to open it with a key. So other places like Dollar General, you had the cages, but you lift it up and it makes a loud beeping sound, like beep, 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 letting people know you're in the aisle. Like, suddenly we are starting to lock up items in cages. Like, double the cops, security in stores, products locked up in cages, graffiti on parts of the building, people loitering in parking lots, trash here. Like, that should not look like the United States of America. Neither should I see piles of homeless people, like, tenting out on grassy hills next to a highway. I shouldn't see homeless people camping and tenting under a bridge with graffiti. I shouldn't see homeless people left and right at every stoplight outside of the downtown Portland area. I shouldn't see homeless people loitering around streets and doing graffiti, you know, like, all the stuff I'm seeing now should not look like America. Like, I personally think this way too. Like, I should not be living in my car. I should not be living at a motel. I should not be struggling to live. And I said this in Boston. I'm like, this is the United States of America, and I am a U.S. citizen born and raised here. I should not live in poverty. I should not live in my car. I should not see cops left and right. I should not see products locked up in cages. I should not see people like you and me struggling to make a living. Like, literally, America is starting to look like a third world country, and the fact that most of these people don't realize it is pretty frightening. You mentioned about any of this on, like, social media and online, and Americans just get all defensive and kind of ridicule you a bit, acting like you're an idiot, like the sheeple, you know? And that notion right there scares me, because everybody thinks the same and does whatever they are told. It's just pretty fucking frightening. Like, America really is starting to look like a third world country, and it hasn't even been 3 years of this piece of shit Joe Biden on president. And, like, I look back at 2021 when I had my last apartment in Miami. You know, I had my own place in Miami, bartending in Miami Beach, but then it was all gone, you know? And when I tried to get another apartment, I wasn't able to, because inflation is just so high on the rise. Like, the apartment I was looking at when I explained in one of my older videos, $1,200 to $1,500, you know? My apartment in San Diego went from $1,640 to $1,995, which adds up to $2,050, you know, including utilities. It's just, I'm amazed. Like, this shouldn't look like America.